What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. A few days ago, I did an omnibus haul video and we showcased the absolute Batman Three Jokers. I decided to give it a reread and we're going to do a deep dive review today. So let's just say that there will be spoilers. Before we get into it though, make sure to hit that like, make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. All right, real quick, let's take a look at the artwork on the slipcase. You got the three Jokers, you've got the gangster, the comedian, and the clown. And since you're up against three Jokers, you need three members of the Bat family to take them down. So we've got Batman, Batgirl, and the Red Hood, Jason Todd. Let's go ahead and check out the spine here of the slipcase. And $100 for this. So it is $100 for just 3 issues, but it is the absolute format. So the actual hardcover, we have the three Jokers on the front here. We've got the spine for the book. And then we got the Bat family on the back. As you can see, we've got a lime green ribbon here that you can use for a bookmark. And let's jump into the book. Beautiful green cover pages here. Love that Jason Fabok artwork, which is what you get with this absolute oversized format. Huge, beautiful artwork. You got this Jeff Johns story. Brad Anderson is the colorist. And man, they did a great job on these pinups and covers. So it starts off with Batman crashing into Wayne Manor, even knocking into Thomas and Martha Wayne's gravestones. We get a glimpse of the Batcave as Batman goes down to find Alfred, who needs to help heal some of his wounds. And I like this scene because as he's healing these wounds, you're seeing how he got them. You're seeing it from the Penguin. You're seeing it from Bane when he broke his back, scratches on his chest from Catwoman. You see him fighting against Killer Croc and then Scarecrow. And then I like how you see the Joker multiple times, leaving so many different wounds on his body, and a lot of wounds with his family as well as we'll move forward. Speaking of his family, we get a flashback to the origin of the Batman after watching The Mask of Zorro with his parents. We get the burglar, Joe Chill, who kills Thomas and Martha Wayne. That's going to play an important role later on in this story. Then we're touching in with Barbara Gordon, Commissioner Gordon's daughter. She is Batgirl, and you see her running on the treadmill, like literally running it out. Then we have her reflecting on her wound, which the Joker gave her during the Killing Joke, where he shot and paralyzed her. So this is very much a sequel to the Killing Joke by Alan Moore, and really is a part of that universe. Then we're flashing over to Jason Todd, the Red Hood. He's fighting some thugs. He's getting flashbacks to when the Joker murdered him and left him for dead, which he would later come back and become the Red Hood himself. So Red Hood and Batgirl both have a personal grudge against the Joker. The story kicks off, there's been a murder, somebody's been Jokerized, and then they come to find out that this has happened to 3 different people all at the same time. One of the scenes takes place at the chemical plant where a vat of the green acid that transformed the Joker has been stolen. The Joker showing that he can change people into the Joker with this toxin. We see very different styles of crime fighting here, with the Red Hood breaking into the ambulance, attacking the victim to try to get as much information as he can. And this is such a classic Fabok scene, this Batman doing a jump kick through the ambulance doors. Here we see the Joker with the Ace chemical truck with the vat of acid. He's going back to this cabin where he sees other Jokers. Now this Joker is considered the comedian, which is really the Joker that we see in the Killing Joke. See, the thing about Joker is that he's never had a formal origin story or even an alias. But in the Killing Joke graphic novel, they did create one where he was this failed comedian, had one bad day essentially, and became the Joker. Then you have the third Joker here. This is the gangster. The gangster Joker is the one that's in charge, seemingly calling all the plays. We'll get the first interaction between the Joker and Batman at Gotham Aquarium, where they're all there hunting down a lead. They see that all the fish in the tank have been transformed as well, and then they get set up against one of the Joker's old sidekicks, Gaggy the court jester. So Red Hood, willing to use guns, shoots at Gaggy. Gaggy thinks that he missed him, but really he was shooting behind him to free this great white shark that's been Jokerized, who takes Gaggy on as a little snack. So Batman and family are able to take down the clown version of the Joker. They start piecing together that they may be dealing with multiple Jokers here, as we've had those 3 murders at the same time. This Joker looks a little bit different, kind of realizing it's a certain era of the Joker, hasn't used Gaggy in a long time. This Joker starts really digging into Jason Todd, talking about while he was torturing him and the things that he was saying to try to save himself from being killed. And Jason Todd actually shoots and blows out Joker's brains in this panel. I remember reading this when the comics first came out and my jaw dropped, just like Batgirl here, as it's like, wow, did he just kill the Joker? Big thanks to That Spider-Man Booth for sponsoring this video. They have a monthly subscription box which gives you 5 comics, $100 retail value for just $50. In addition to that, you'll get a variant that's exclusive to this box. For August, we have White Widow issue number 7 with a cover by Sabine Rich. Check out ThatSpiderManBooth.com and subscribe to that mystery box today. So that's where the first issue ends, and then we're gonna jump into issue 2. Here we have the comedian Joker. Looks like he's terrorizing this family, almost like he's got them kidnapped and he's playing this father role. But it turns out he's really just hallucinating or having pretend time with a mannequin and a stuffed pig. The gangster Joker isn't really too impressed with that. In issue 1, we had Jokerized fish and sharks. In this issue, we get Rottweilers. Batman not too happy to find out that Jason Todd has actually killed one of the Jokers here. And then Batman gets a lead which brings him to Blackgate to visit Joe Chill. I love the scene of Batman walking down the halls and all these hardened villains are moving their hands away from the bars as he passes by. So he goes to visit Joe Chill. It's seemingly the first time that Batman confronts Joe Chill, the way that he even corrects his voice to sound a little bit tougher, to sound more like Batman. Either way, when he breaks into that cell, he realizes that he's not there. He's actually in the hospital wing and he's sick with cancer. So he couldn't have been behind anything with the 3 Jokers. This was a little interesting scene that they threw in there. We've got Red Hood breaking into the pool area. He breaks the locks and it kind of forms this smiley face on the ground. So Red Hood stumbles upon the place where the Jokers are making more Jokers. And that's where we find out what the whole plot of the 3 Jokers are. They're trying to create the perfect Joker. We'll talk more about that in the next issue. But for now, Jason Todd falls into a trap. He gets taken by the Joker and he gets tortured again. This time he does have a helmet on, which the Joker has drawn a creepy smile on. So luckily he doesn't take too much damage from that crowbar like he did last time. Batgirl and Batman bust in to save him. They have to fight this army of semi-Jokerized victims. And luckily they find Jason Todd. He's naked and beaten and broken, and it really has it out with Batman. There's a lot of unresolved issues with the fact that Batman didn't save him or didn't come find him because he wasn't really dead. So there's still a lot of animosity there. He's inspired the way that Barbara is able to put the wheelchair in the closet, still have all of her pain management books, and not really let that cripple her and move past it, which he still hasn't done. They have a small romantic scene, but that doesn't go anywhere else in this story. We've got Batman looking at the Joker files, these different errors of the Joker, piecing together the criminal, the clown, the comedian. And then the Joker finally visits Joe Chill. He busts in Killing Joke style with the camcorder, asking, why did you really kill Thomas and Martha Wayne? Kicking off the last issue, Batman is on his detective grind. He's figuring out all these different versions of the Joker and looking at the victims that he chose to kill. One was a babysitter, the drifter, the serial killer. He's trying to create the perfect Joker, one that has a personal tie to Batman so that he matters more to him. And who has more of a personal tie to Batman than Joe Chill, who killed his parents and made him become Batman? Batman finds this out by visiting Joe Chill's cell, sees all these written letters to Bruce Wayne, apologizing, and in one of those letters, there's one that's addressed to Batman. So that's how he figures out that Joe Chill is the play, and what a better stage than the theater where Joe Chill murdered his parents. The Joker hasn't changed Joe Chill yet. He does have an army of Joker henchmen, but he's pretty much doing a classic Joker bid, hanging him when he could have transformed him already. More Killing Joke callbacks here. Barbara Gordon having to come face to face with the Joker, somebody who traumatized her, and we have Joe Chill over the vat of acid. This also was very Jason Fabok, that Batman swinging in. You got all the detail on the shoe there. Batman's able to destroy the vat of acid, preventing Joe Chill from being transformed into a Joker. Now Batman's got to save the person that he hates the most. This final confrontation between Batman and the Joker reveals that he knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman, but says that he's not going to tell anybody, and explains his reasoning for wanting to create the perfect Joker, one that meant more to Batman. Joe Chill passes away from natural causes. It's kind of giving closure to Bruce. Now, the epilogue here was that Bruce Wayne told Barbara and Jason that he doesn't know the true identity of the Joker, but he confesses to Alfred that he's known who the Joker was since week 1, and kind of canonizes that this comedian, the Joker from the Killing Joke, is the true Joker. Like, this origin story, this person was really the Joker, and Bruce Wayne has been looking after his wife and her son, making sure that they've been untouched by this ever since then. So that's kind of a big deal. Unless you want to consider Killing Joke and Three Jokers as not canon, we essentially have who the Joker is, and we've had it for a long time. It was a cool story. The comedian, he created other Jokers. He was trying to create that perfect Joker. He felt like he did all these things to Batman, but Batman still won't kill him. He can kill his partners and closest friends, and he felt like that was the way to really get Bruce to care about him more. Anyway, that's the story. Going through the back of the Absolute Edition has a lot of bonus material, more artwork, original inks, the huge blown up portrait that they were using for the covers with the colors there. So we get, here's the gangster, the clown, got the blood splatter, big portraits. You get some more kind of behind the scenes stuff. Here's some designs and concepts. We have some progress covers, everything from sketches to inks, and then a script in the back. The Absolute Edition also includes this Three Jokers Easter egg section. So on page 1, it'll explain to you that this is opening up in the same way that the Killing Joke opened up. Here we go, page 14, panels 3 through 8, a close shot-for-shot callback to Batman: A Death in the Family. So all kinds of Easter eggs like that. And there we have it, the Absolute Batman, Three Jokers. Is it worth $100? I mean, you are only getting 3 issues, but I still think it's worth it to have that Absolute format added to the shelf with a library of other Absolutes. Give me your thoughts on it in the comments down below. I appreciate you watching. Stay minty fresh. Peace.